Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Tuesday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go to our nation's capital in particular and, of course, speak to the Magpies Juniors under 16 girls Premiership team who about a month ago now, they definitely put East Lake Demons to the sword. They smashed them by 86 points in the grand final. And, of course, we've got three very special guests from the Magpies Juniors under 16 girls Premiership team to tell us all about it. Thanks all three for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll get each of you to introduce yourselves and obviously what position all three played on grand final day.
I'm Georgia, and on the grand final day, I played midfield. I spent a bit of time on the wing, but mainly played in the midfield.
I'm Maddie Bailey. Grand final, I played mostly forward, but rotated throughout the mids.
I'm Katie Taylor. I played majority of the midfield, but I changed with centre half forward throughout the game.
Tell us a bit about the season. Obviously, it finished off with a bit of a demolition in the grand final. I guess tell us a bit about the season leading up to it.
At the season, we were pretty undefeated. We went through quite easily, I'd say. We worked together really good as a team and trained quite hard. So I think we deserved it, but it was a fun season.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely reckon we played really well as a team. And at the start of the season, a lot of us didn't know each other. Like we had a lot of new players, and towards the end, like our coach really helped to bring us all together, and we're definitely more of a team.
The grand final against East Lake. I guess number one, were you surprised you played them in the grand final, and how did you fare against them prior to the grand final?
They were definitely a challenge. East Lake have two teams, and it was clear, like, from the start of the season that they were our biggest competition. We definitely didn't beat them by as much during the actual season, but I know something just like clicked on grand final day, and yeah, they were definitely our biggest competition all year.
The grand final itself against East Lake. Now, I got the chance to watch your game because it was on live stream. And to be honest, that was probably the most dominant display of football I've ever seen in a grand final by anyone this year. Tell us, what clicked in the grand final?
We all just came together as a team in the grand final, got us over the edge, you know.
Yeah, the mentality was definitely right on the day. Like, everyone was really positive, and our coach gave us a good pre-game speech, and we were all really fired up.
I know this is going to sound a really silly question to ask because obviously the way that the scoreboard ended up being and winning margin of just under 15 goals, I guess when did all you felt the game was won? Because I felt the game was won in probably the first 5 minutes of the game, the way you just completely dominated that first quarter. I guess when did you thought the game was won, and when was it time to sort of get a chance to enjoy the day, enjoy the grand final success that you did?
The game definitely didn't feel like the score didn't reflect the game, I reckon, when we were playing. Like, as I was playing, I thought it was a lot closer than it was. But in the end, we just took over, I guess.
Yeah, we were definitely way more efficient in our forward line. Like, I feel like East Lake struggled to just get points on the board, but they were really tough, like, throughout the midfield, and they have a lot of really strong players. So, but I don't know, I kind of felt like it was a battle, at least until the end of the third quarter. Yeah, like, I didn't feel like we were just cruising throughout the game.
But they could turn it around any minute.
Yeah.
So, kept us on the edge.
When you looked up the scoreboard and looked at how much you scored and the winning margin, did it come as a surprise?
Definitely. I think a lot of us thought it would be a way more challenging game on the day because East Lake often just present in finals and they do really well under pressure. So we're definitely very surprised to have been so successful.
Yeah. Thought it was going to be way closer.
think I can only see Georgia wearing her premiership medal around her neck. Oh no, sorry, no, you're all wearing your premiership medals around your necks. I'll get all you to show your premiership medals to our viewers now. How long did you wear your medals around your necks for? And did either of you sleep with it?
All three of us had to play in our 18s grand final afterwards, which we lost, unfortunately. So we definitely didn't get to wear them for too long. But I'm sure we would have been wearing them long through the night if we didn't have to play that game.
What did that premiership mean to all three of you?
To me, it was a very special game because last year when we made the grand final, I didn't get to play because of other sporting things. So this game, and especially to win it, meant a fair bit to me.
Yeah, it was all really good because it was good we at least got the one success the day with the 18s grand final loss. But it was definitely good to, because 16s, it was more a team with like all of our friends and it felt really close-knit. And I feel like it was very good to just be able to win with all your friends.
Yeah, all the hard work paid off too throughout the season. All our trainings. It just feels good to get that win at the end of the season, you know.
Now, I think Georgia mentioned this about 2 questions ago. Obviously, all three of you had to back up again and had to play in the 18s grand final against Annesley. And obviously, you fell short in that game. I guess, tell us, how quick of a turnaround was it? Like, did you get time at all to at least have some sort of, get a chance to celebrate at least some sort in the rooms before you had to play the 18s, or was it just really quick turnaround? You had to be back on the field again.
We got to sing our club song, which is definitely one of the most exciting parts about winning. Like everyone gets around each other. We all just sing that song. We got a little bit of a chance to celebrate, but pretty quickly after that, the battle wasn't over yet, so we still had to just go out and play another game.
Yeah, we had a presentation to hand out the runner-up medals and the premier medals, which was very nice because we got to congratulate all our team for all the hard work that they put in during that game and awarded the best on ground, which was Georgia. And the song, big part of it.
Greg, segue Katie to my next question. Now, Georgia, you did get the best on ground in that grand final. Number one, how did you think you played personally in that game? And were you surprised that you got it?
I was definitely surprised. I thought another girl on our team, Michaela von Renward, she had one of the best games I'd seen all season, and I thought for sure she'd be getting it. But I did feel like I played decently well for myself in the last game of the season. I thought I didn't think I'd handle the pressure very well, but I was proud of myself, and I feel like I navigated that quite well.
And now the question I want to ask both you, Georgia and Katie. Now, who got to hold the Premiership Cup first with your coach?
That was our captain, Grace Reid. For the whole season, we'd had rotating captains. It'd be a different one each week. And then in the last game before the grand final, Grace was announced as our captain. And she was a really great leader throughout the whole day. And she just was a really great role model for the team with her attitude and everything. And she got to hold the Premiership Cup with our coach first.
Yeah, I think it was a good choice. She has been working hard all season, and the speeches and things she said on grand final day motivated us all, and obviously for the better because we came out with the win.
Grace is the most sweetest person you've ever met. Oh my God. She just carries our team so well. Best captain for that team, 100%. She motivates us so much and picks us up when we're down during the games, gets our heads up, just all the good stuff you need in the captain.
Now, tell us a bit about your Premiership coach. or coaches?
That was Bubba. He's a legend. He's really funny. But when we're playing badly, he loves to give us a good spray and yell at us quite a bit. Yeah, but he definitely was right for us this year because he wasn't afraid to push us when he saw that we were bludging, and he definitely awarded us when we were playing well, and it was really great to have him as our coach.
And Alice as the, I don't know, vice coach or whatever. She was a very good asset because she helped us out with trainings and taught us all these different drills that helped us out on game day.
I'm assuming all three had a chance to hold the Premiership Cup after the team photo and etc. Even though I know you had to do a very quick turnaround to the 18th Rising Stars game. I guess how good was it to hold the Premiership Cup when you had the chance? And I guess what did that mean to all three?
It was definitely good to be able to have that because it's just like it's a symbol of all the hard work that you put in throughout the whole year. And we took a few photos with it on the day, but then we went back to the club afterwards and we all got to celebrate with it, except for the people that were playing netball, Maddie.
Yeah, unfortunately, after the games, I had to go off and play another grand final. But after that, I got the chance to hold it the next day or whatever, the next weekend. So it was good to finally get the reward.
Yeah, very special moment knowing how much hard work you've put in throughout the season and getting the reward as holding the trophy.
Now, Maddie, you mentioned you went from you played 3 grand finals on the same day. Now, obviously, you were 1 win and 1 loss. How did you go in the other grand final?
Yeah, so I had 4 grand finals that weekend. Only 1 being successful, which was the 16th game. So it was definitely a tough weekend, but at least we got 1 win.
The best thing about obviously is to celebrate the Premiership and obviously have the Premiership team photo, which you did after the presentations. Now, I believe you also with that, but I think didn't you have a selfie as well?
That was me.
Yeah, AFL Canberra organised for every team that won on the day. They got to take a selfie in front of the board thing with their whole team, and it was definitely a very good way to finish off the game.
Now, Maddie, you mentioned that you were the one who took that selfie, which is actually, I think, still on the AFL Canberra website or Facebook page at the moment. I guess, did you sort of nominate yourself to do that?
Oh, yeah, I definitely nominated myself. I mean, they asked and no one put their hand forward, so I thought I'd go.
There was a lot of yelling about where people should be going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, tell us a bit about this amazing team that obviously demolished your grand final opponents by under 15 goals. I guess, tell us a bit about this team and how special is this team, and especially, I'm assuming for most of it, obviously, I'm assuming all you played with each other for a fairly long time.
Actually, no. This season with all the 16s teams, there was a lot of new people. There wasn't many returnees because most of them moved up to the 18s. But once we started training and getting to know each other, we really clicked. And that was good just to get the teamwork going and getting to know each other so we can represent it on the field.
Yeah, we definitely it was definitely hard at first to get everyone to come together and work as a team. But in the end, we definitely pulled through and all worked as a unit and cooperated really well.
No, I think they've said it all.
Now, I know for the fact that I think the senior women's team also won the grand final, I think maybe a week or 2 weeks before that. I guess, how inspiring was that, and obviously try to finish the job as well and add another premiership down there?
Yeah, the women's team have had a rivalry with Queanbeyan, the team that they versed for a very long time. And we saw, like, through the week, through their grand final, they just had a really good attitude. Like, that was the one thing that had been missing from the past years, that they'd faced Queanbeyan in the grand final. But this year something just was right. Like, I could compare that to our team as well. Like, something just was right on grand final day, and we all worked together really well.
It was just really inspiring just to know that they've done it, so then we can go out and do the same thing. And it was good because we got to train quite a bit with them throughout the season with our 18s team. So we got to know them really well as well. And they're really good to watch as well because you learn so much from them and all their ability to play. Their skills are phenomenal.
So how was the Premiership celebrations like afterwards?
Yeah, as I said before, we went to the club after the game and we all poured, so we had Sprite and we poured it into the cup and we all drank out of the cup with straws, but unfortunately there was a hole in the bottom of the cup and it like leaked all over the table.
I don't know what to say to that one. Did you just realise there was a hole at the bottom of the cup?
No, it was like a screw or something at the bottom hadn't been like put in right or something, and it was just like, yeah, it was very unfortunate.
How did both of you how did all three get involved in footy and why did you choose it?
Okay. I actually got started from Georgia, actually. I started school with her. And then the next year I ended up playing 3 years ago. This is my third year this year. And she just was talking all about it. I'm like, wow, that sounds like fun. So the next training session I was there playing. So yeah, that's how I started.
I started and got involved with my brothers. Like my eldest brother has been with the club, was with the club for a while before me and my other brother joined. I went to a few of my brother's games and I really like sport, so I decided to have a crack at it, and I've been playing. This was my 5th year.
It's kind of the same for me. Like, growing up, I was always around football. Like, I've been around the club since I was like 3. But growing up, I never really took much interest in playing. Like, I'd go to watch my brother with my iPad there. I just watch movies the whole time. But once I turned 9, like, something changed. I just became really interested in playing. And so the next year I got started, and this has been my 5th year this year. So, yeah.
Now, I'm assuming the highlight throughout all three of your footy journeys would have been a premiership. So the question I want to ask is, any other highlights that stands out to all three of you?
I've been quite lucky to be able to represent the ACT for footy before, and that was quite a highlight in it. And a bunch of the other girls from the team were playing in that team as well. So it was really great to just be able to go to another place to play your favourite sport with your friends.
One of the highlights for me is I'm one of the youngest in our team, and this year I got to play under 18s as a 13-year-old, which I find pretty good, I guess. And one of the highlights of my year would have been that.
One of my highlights is probably getting picked to play to be in the CISA Academy this year. So it'll be my 3rd year being in that academy. And then me and George were asked to phase the camp, which is the first year that they brought the women's academy into the Giants program. So that's a bit exciting.
Now, what does the sport of footy mean to all three of you, and especially being there at Magpies Juniors?
I really just enjoy being able to be active, and I really enjoy just getting out and playing with my friends, and I love the sport so much. And yeah, it's definitely just so good to be able to play with a lot of girls that you really like, and yeah, I really enjoy that about it.
Such a nice little club that, like, it's all very social, I guess, and all the teams, everybody knows each other and everybody can, I guess, learn from each other. So being a part of Magpies is something that I really enjoy.
Yeah, it's definitely a very community-based club. Like, you see people who played footy for Magpies like 50 years ago, and you see them still walking around at the club. And it's just so good to be around a club with so much history and like such great people.
Yeah, footy's just a good way to get away from life, the world, just go out and kick the ball around, get out of your anger sometimes. And yeah, the club is very community based. So yeah, as Kay said, everyone knows everyone. It's just good support as well. If you need a helping hand, you always know there's people at the club that you can talk to. And yeah.
Now, all three mentioned right at the start of this interview what position you all played on the field on grand final day. If you had a preferred position where you love to convince the coaches to put you next year, where would that be?
Rock.
Yeah, I think even though I'm very vertically challenged, I would love to be able to rock, but definitely would not be trying to convince my coaches of that at all, because it would not go well.
My preferred position would be centre half forward, just because, I don't know, just like it.
Now, do either of you have any future ambitions in footy?
Obviously,
AFLW.
like,
Yeah.
just about to say that, like, AFLW is like the end goal with footy. I mean, I'd love to be able to make it, but it will definitely be difficult.
Yeah, my aim's definitely to get to the AFLW. Be on work hard, because it's a long journey to get there, but it'll definitely be worth it in the end.
Big dream.
Yep.
Now, what will be your advice to our listeners and viewers out there who are, especially girls your age, that should get involved in footy, especially down there at Magpies?
I see a lot of girls who want to start a sport like footy, and they're a bit worried about the contact aspect of it. Like, they're a bit worried that they might get hurt or something. But we've had so many great players come through, and they've been scared at first, and they're just unreal now. And so I'd say just get down, give it a crack, and give it your best shot, and don't be scared.
Just go for it. Just go for what you believe in, and if you want to have a crack at footy, just do it. You can.
Yeah, confidence is key. If you have confidence, you'll succeed.
Yeah, and definitely play at Belconnen, because we just won a premiership.
The very important question I'm going to ask, which is, tell us how special your family and parents been in your footy journey.
My parents always have something to criticize about my game, and especially my brothers. Like, my brother, he's always been such a talented football player, so I've always tried to compete with him. Never really ended that well for me, but I've always tried to compete with him in footy. But yeah, he's definitely pushed me to work very hard with my footy.
Yeah, same with my dad, as actually the coach of the under-15s boys, who unfortunately missed out on a grand final win this year. They have been in the grand final last year and this year, but unfortunately lost both. He has been a big, I guess, asset for me, because he keeps on pushing me, and same with my brothers.
My parents on me when I go work on it. Very committed as well, because they have to take me to all my trainings. So I love them for that.
Now, let's finish up with a couple of light-hearted questions about your teammates. Firstly, who had the most embarrassing moment on the field this season, and what was it?
Oh, it's a tricky one.
I reckon one would be.
I mean, there are definitely a few things.
Running to the bench while tripping over.
Yeah, there were definitely a lot of Falcons in our team. Like, a lot of us got hit in the head during games and stuff. That was quite funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, maybe it happened in another team, but I swear I remember someone getting, like, ducked or something. But I can't remember who it was.
Probably.
Who's the comedian in the team?
Oh, absolutely. It's Frankie Reid, the coach's daughter. Like, we all love her.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she's definitely the jokester of the team, and she's such a great person. We love to have her around. She's so funny.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I know there's this social media thing called TikTok. So the question I'm going to ask all three of you is, who's the best singer and dancer in the team, firstly?
Katie.
If we're talking about TikTok, I'd say Caitlin Butler. She's always got the TikTok dances going on. She's quite good.
And the Charlton, Samantha and Kaylee Charlton, they're always doing TikToks.
Yeah.
And I guess any good singers and dancers just in general, other than TikTok?
No one's really whipped out the big singing voice.
Oh, Katie has a crack at it here and there, but
Right.
yeah.
Is that true, Katie?
Oh, look. I mean, I try, but best at singing.
It's always entertaining, though, even if it's not.
So, okay, Katie, I need to ask you this question. Do you have a go-to song?
No. I just sing whatever is on my mind, you know. Or if I heard a song, I'd sing it, you know.
Any players in your team are just plainly forgetful?
Brooke.
Oh, Brooke, she absolutely. I think if her head wasn't screwed on, she'd forget it at home. Like, she's so forgetful.
Yeah. We love her, but sometimes she's a bit ditzy.
Sorry.
Now, we'll finish up with a two-part question. The first, now, we're just going back to TikTok for a moment. Did the team do I know you did a Premiership selfie photo. Did you do a Premiership dance, a TikTok dance?
I don't think we did that as a group, but I definitely think a few of the girls did a few celebratory TikTok dances at the end.
Yeah, I think we should have got.
Yeah, I think it was a group.
Full.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea. Why didn't we do that?
Next year. Now, we'll finish off with this last one. Now, do either of you have a pre-game routine?
I always listen to this one playlist I have on my phone, because when I was in my first season of football, my coach would drive me to games and he always listened to AC/DC, Rose Tattoo and all that stuff. And so it just became a part of like my pre-game preparation. So now before every single game, I chuck on that playlist and listen to it.
I don't have a before game routine. I just do whatever.
I always have my hair braided for every single game of football. Always has to be in some certain braids. And I've always worn the same pair of boots for the last 3 years. I tried to wear other boots, but I just can't. So I've always stuck with the same pair of boots. Yeah.
Well, all three, thank you so much for getting up your time to join us and to talk to us about your Premiership season. It was fantastic to watch your grand final, and just the way that your team completely put the Demons to the sword in the grand final. And obviously, I think it's almost the biggest winning margin by anyone this year in the grand final in this shortened season. And congratulations, well deserved. And hopefully I might come up to Canberra next year and hopefully get to watch your team and yourselves in action in 2021.
Thank you very much. That'd be great to have you down watching.
No worries. And as Maddie, Katie and Georgia there join us from the Magpies Juniors Under-16 Girls Premiership team. As I mentioned in the intro and quite a few times in this interview, they beat East Lakes by 86 points in the grand final a month ago. Of course, if you want to get down there to the Magpies, highly recommended. Of course, make sure you join at the Premiership club there at the Magpies Juniors as well, of course, with the Belconnen Magpies as well. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away here on the Tuesday edition.